Okay, so for my friends who don't always love the Mrs. Tarantino way, I have actually found a step-by-step instruction on how to do these, right? So I put it on here for you. It is yours to keep. If you get confused partway through these next 2 days, you can always refer back to it. There is only one place that this is tricky, and it's right from the start. And if you get it right from the start, you are going to be just fine. And as long as you tell yourself, A, I'm not a baby, B, I only have to do 2 of these, and 3, I have a calculator, you'll be fine, right? So I'm going to tell you something weird, and people don't believe this, but this is true. Did you know that, okay, so sometimes I will have math teachers who will tell me, I don't teach shortcuts. And I want to smack them because here's what. Do you know there's only one thing that the human brain can do in math? It can only take one thing away or add one thing. That's all we can literally do as humans. That's it. Everything else that we do in math is a shortcut. The reality is this. You don't take 8 times 3 and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like you don't add 3 groups of 8. You don't. You haven't memorized. You go 8 times 3 is 24. The end. Do you know if you go 8 times 4, you probably have that memorized. And you're like, oh, 8 or 8 plus 4. You're going to go 8 plus 4, that's 12. If you don't know any off the top of your head, do you know what you're doing in your head? You're doing this. You're going 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You add on 1, 1, 1. That's all we can do. Everything else we do from here on out, we just find shortcuts to do it. We memorize steps. Do you know that how computers work, right? They only can do, it's called binary code. It's either add 1 or a 0. That's it. It's a 1 or a 0 because that's all really our brains ever do is it can add 1 or take 1 away. The reason I'm telling you this is because we are going to be doing 3 variable equations. And guess what? Our brains can't do that. They can't even actually do 2. What we really do is we break it down till we get down to 1, and then we subtract from both sides, right? So what we need to do is we're going to do the exact same thing we've been doing with 2. We're just taking an extra step. So we got to take a 3 baby, turn it into a 2 baby, and turn it into a 1 baby. That's what we're doing, right? So here's what. We're going to start by thinking to ourselves, just like we did on the other problems, I want to get rid of a letter, right? This is the tricky part. So Jordan, this is the part where Kristen's going to watch me because I have to decide which letter I want to get rid of. Now I'm going to be truthful. Any of them will work. But if you're smart, you can do less work, right? So take a look at what I'm going to talk about. I either want to get rid of all of the X's to start off with, or I'm going to get rid of all of the Y's to start off with, or I'm going to get rid of all of the Z's to start off with. And here's how I decide which to do. If I want to get rid of the X's, I'm going to have to be turning 2 into 5 and 5 into 2. That's not that bad. And I'm going to have to be turning like 2 into 3 and 3 into 2. That's not so bad. If I get rid of the Z's, I got to turn 2 into 8. That's not too bad. Ugh, but turning 2 into 9, that's going to be a pain in the butt. So what I'm going to do is I am going to try to start by getting rid of the Y's because look at this. I can make those guys go away really easy. They already match. And I can turn any guy who's naked, he has no clothes on, I can put any number in front of him I want. So I am going to start by getting rid of the Y's. Now you're going to have to make this choice every problem when you first start, and you might not make the same choice as I do. And we're going to talk about that on the next problem. It will still work, but what I'm trying to get you to do is trying to save some steps. Yes?
Can you ever do substitution?
If you are down to 2, absolutely. Good question. And we're going to maybe do one of those tomorrow, right? Okay, so here's what I want all of you to do right now. I want you to start by doing this. I want you to give each of these a little letter. We call them A, B, and C. My job will be to combine 2 of these babies to make a new baby, and another 2 to make a baby. We're going to start by getting rid of all of these Y's, but I'm going to show you how we're going to do it. So that we're going to get there, right? So we're almost there. So I'm going to write the word get rid of Y. I put that on my paper because I have a tendency to get lost. Now we're doing what Jay said. Jay says, let's pick 2 equations to combine to make a baby. We can pick A and B. We can pick A and C. We can pick C and B. You get to choose where you want to start. I'm going to start really easy. I'm going to start with B and C because look how easy it is to get rid of those. Does that make sense, right? You get to make that choice, though. That's up to you. So here I go. I'm going to start, and I write it right here, B and C. I'm going to start there. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write down B. 5x plus 1y plus 2. I hate z's. I'm so sorry. If I write these myself, I write them with w's because my z's start to look like 2's. So maybe put a little mark on it. Do whatever you want to do. Is everybody cool with what I just did there? Now I'm going to do C, and I'm going to say 3x plus 1y minus 8z equals negative 28. Now I'm telling you, your homework is 2 problems, so go slow. Now what we're going to do is we want the y's, get rid of y, to disappear. What do I need to do to one of these guys to make the y's disappear? Do a negative, right? You guys care which one I do? Bottom or top? Does it matter? I'll do the bottom, right? Okay, so here I go. Boom, 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 boom. Carefully, right? Nice and slow. You guys are like thinking, Miss T, why are you going so slow? Because if I don't, when I'm up here, I will F this up. Oh, I'll mess this up. I'm gonna get fired. Is everybody good with that? Look, I'm down to 2 letters. I am down to an X and a Z. Yay. I went from 3 letters down to 2. Now I need to do that again, but I need to pick 2 different lines to do it with, right? I need to pick 2 different equations. I can't use B and C again. I already used them. So now I need to either use A and C or A and B. It totally doesn't matter. But you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to use A and B, right? That's just what I'm going to pick. Could you have picked A and C? Would it still work? Absolutely. But I'm going to use A and C. I mean A and B. Why not? I want you to do it now. Do the exact same thing we just did. We're going to say 2x minus 6y plus 9z equals negative 8. And you know, it's weird. Every class, I've done it a little bit differently. 1y plus 2z equals 10. Now I'm going to take a breath, and you are going to think to yourself, how can I get rid of the y's? What do I have to do to one of these equations so the y's will disappear? And if you're saying in your head, multiply by 6, you are awesome. Can you do that? And then I want you to stop. Yeah.
Does after you take away the y's of one equation or one set of equations, do you have to take the y away on other ones, or can you take away x?
No, because here's what. In a minute, we're going to have 2 equations with the same letters, and we know how to do that.
Okay.
It's turning something we don't know how to do into what we've been doing all day. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I have kids with that. It's like, I have an X and a Z and a Y and a Z. And it's like, now you're screwed. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give this guy a 6, this guy a 6, this guy a 6, and this guy a 6. So I'm going to get 30. And yes, the numbers are going to get big. That's why we have calculators, and we're not babies and we're not scaredy cats, right? But the numbers are going to get big because we keep doing stuff, right? So did you get 32x? Those guys go away. Plus 21z equals 52. Do I look okay? Please, God, tell me if I made a mistake. Because I will come to your house and I will kill your pets. I know, I will. I won't kill him. I'll just hurt him. I'll just kick him. I'll find your cat and I'll just kick it. Right? Don't let me be up there. You know what? Then just tell me if I make a mistake. I don't have to hurt your pets. Okay. So here's where we're at. Check this out. Do you know we are exactly where we were last week? We know how to do 2 equations, 2 letters. This was all that's new. Now we're going to take those 2 dudes and do what we've been doing for the last week. So I'm going to need some help. Do you have this remote? Can I change screens and you tell me what it is? Okay, because I can't remember. Okay, so it was 2x plus 10z
equals 38.
That's 1. And what's the other one?
32x.
Oof. Negative 52 positive. Is that right? Okay. Everyone got their calculator out. Everyone got their big boy pants on because we're not going to cry and be babies about this. Yes. We are going to be multiplying the top guy by a really dumb number. I'm going to multiply by 16 to make these 2 bad boys match, right? Could I have done the z's by multiplying 1 by 10 and 1 by 21? Yes. Are these all going to come out nice tonight? Absolutely. Will they come out to little numbers? Absolutely. Am I going to ever do a fraction? No, that's calculus. Have fun with that, right? So we're going to be okay. We're going to take a deep breath. We're going to roll our shoulders back. We're going to times everything through, multiply by 16 or negative 16 if you're fancy. Depends on if you like to do it in 2 steps or 1 step. Negative 160 V, and I'm grabbing my calculator. Someone in the car. Here it is. So here I go. I am going to say, and you are going so slow. You're going so careful because if you hit a 37 instead of a 38, you are out of luck the whole problem. Did you get negative 608 right there? Are we looking okay? Here we go. Drawing a line. Those go away. We're going to do all calculator. We're going to say 160 minus 21. I think we got 139. Negative 139z equals 608 minus 52, but it's negative. Negative 556. Right now you're thinking, Missy, I hate you. Those are stupid numbers. And I'm like, trust me, it's all okay, my sweet lambs. You got this. And right now you're going to be really excited because, did you get 4? Did you get 4? Yay. Okay, we got one last thing to do. We got to start plugging stuff back in. So
you take the 2x and the 32x equation and multiply different numbers and cancel out the z and start.
Here's what I even would have done, to be truthful. I would have done it by substitution. I would have divided everything by 2, right? And I would add x, and I would have moved it over and plugged it in there. But you know what? So many paths all lead to the same answer.
So you could
Yeah, you
solve
can get.
for x with that same equation.
Okay, here we go. Now watch this. I need to plug that 4 in, and you have choices. I can plug it in to this guy. Ugh. I can plug it into this guy. I'm going to put this guy because at least my numbers are small, right? So here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say 2x plus 10 times 4 equals 38. Are they going to be nice small numbers? They are. They are. 2x equals -2. I'm almost done. X equals -1. I have one last thing. I got to go back to the very beginning. I'm going to plug in 4 and -1. But you know what? Any of these are fair game. If it was me, I would do this guy. Look how nice and little those numbers are, right? So I would take the -1 for x, and I would plug him in right here. I would take the 4 for z, and I would plug him in right here. And here's what I get. -5 plus y plus 8 equals 10. Y plus 3 equals 10. Y equals 7. And my 3 answers are right here. We have to do 2 of these tonight. Not 10, not 20. But here's what. To get these deep in our head, we need 6 total. So we're going to do 2 today and 4 tomorrow. Are you guys ready to try one on your own, kind of? Yeah, and I'm going to come around and help. So here we go. Let's take a look at this one and let's talk for a minute. So you have options. And see who's going to give me $1. Is that cool? Yeah, just because he's using up all my ink. Okay, our first step is to decide what letter you want to get rid of. But let's talk about it. You have a lot of choices. I have done it differently in each class. So let's take a look at this guy and you tell me what you like. So I had one group that said we should get rid of the Z's because look how nice those Z's are, right? I did not like the Z's, and here's why. 11 and 3, that seemed like a pain in the ass to me. But I had kids who did it. I started in period A, and I got rid of the Y's because I could change him really easy by multiplying by 4, and I could change him really easy by multiplying by 7. And that worked out fine. That was good. And in first period, I thought, you know what? I can also make this guy turn into 6 really easy and make this guy turn into 4 really easy, right? So I did the X's in another class. Still got the same answer. My advice, I think the Y's are the easiest, I think. But it's pretty similar, okay? So, because I made this guy turn into a 4 by times him by 4, and then I made this guy turn into a 7 by times him by 7. But I'm not going to lie. I had to times 45 by 7. It ain't pretty. It ain't pretty. So right now, give it a shot. Give it a shot. If you want to match me in a minute, use the Y. That's what I'm going to do in a second. But I'm not even going to tell you the answer. Like, if you want to start going, there's the final answer. It's going to take a few minutes. I like getting rid of the Y's, but you can do the X's as well. It's your call. I feel like you love this. You do like it, right? Yeah, but I mean, it's just like, it's once you get it, it's like, it's kind of fulfilling, but I hate them because I make mistakes. Like I drop negatives, or my Z starts looking like a 2, and then it turns, instead of 3Z, it's 32, and then I'm screwed. Yeah.
So, how did you
So let me see, here was your original. Okay, so you used A and B, right? And you multiplied this guy by 4. So you're good to go. Now we're just going to add them up. Yes.
20.
So 22.
Okay, so I don't like 10.
No, and here's why, because you don't have to change the sign. You already changed the sign, so just pass it.
So they're gonna get
It would be, so if you make it not change. Yeah.
and then like minus this.
Yeah, no, because we added and we added and we added. If you're gonna, if the signs are already, so what I do is I make the signs the opposite and then just add the whole thing. You see how the signs are opposite? You got that. Who want my help? Have you guys started this yet? Well, I think we're actually together for the last 5 You kind of like this, yeah, like they're not I just make too many mistakes. I feel the same way for you guys back here. I worry that you still owe me $2. Or don't just bring me 2 pence. No, neither do I. Okay, $2. 2 is good. God, you're killing me. I'm gonna be up here working away. If you're thinking, what is she doing? I am working away. I'm doing the Y's. Don't let them freak you out. Those numbers are gonna get a little big, but you have a calculator. Don't be a baby. So A and B. 16x plus 4y minus 12b equals 180. 6x minus 4y plus 3z. Damn, this looks like 41. 120. No. 22x minus 9z equals 121. 221. That was right? Oh, really here. 28x plus 7y minus 21z equals 7 times 45. Thank you. Look, my back's actually to you. That never happens. Okay. Does that look right?
Negative 32.
21 and 11? 32, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, I don't have to go hurt anyone's pets. Natalia, you just saved everyone's pets. Yes. Okay, so let me stop real quick. Everybody, if you're not at this point, I'll come help you. If you are, now here's what I would do. I'm not gonna lie, the choices aren't great. I'm lazy. So what I did, because I'm lazy, I multiplied this guy by 32, and I multiplied that guy by 9 to make my z's go away. I embraced the big numbers. I just thought to myself, I got a calculator. I don't have to worry about trying to make some magical small number. So I did this whole guy by 32, that whole guy by 9. Could I have done the 30 and the 22? You could. You do you. I'm going to come around and I'm going to come and help Jace and see where you're at. You're okay. Yeah, no, this is great. So here's what I'm going to do. I need to make the wise mark. So we're going to embrace the big numbers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Walk away with you. No, don't do that. Just go times 17. And do this one?
And negative 17.
right? So if I could sit and think all day, or I could say, you know what, they're gonna get big on this.
Why not?
Right? So again, you can really think a lot to find a good magic number, or you can just embrace the big, right? Kind of embrace the suckiness, right?
Wait, do I make it negative and more positive?
Yes. I actually kind of sometimes do it at the end, Jace, like I do the whole multiplying and then at the end change the sign.
I'm not sure.
No. The answer, I'll give you the answer. So where are you? So show me, did you do, yeah, that's good, that's good. Okay, so there's your mistake. So, okay, you're gonna re-pick this, okay? Here's why, because I wanna always use the negative guy. You didn't, you used this 4 and that 7. Use the Y and the 7. You see why? And I only have to change him, because yes, from what is mistaken, like make it, you know what I mean? So, would it be wrong if you do it all right? It's not. But exactly. So I'm gonna try to set myself up to make as few mistakes as I can, right? They are a challenge. Here's the answer. Way down here. Let's see if I can find it. No, don't stop yet. Come here. Did I not give the answers? Oh, here's the answer. There he is. Move this guy out of the way. Did you get it? So here's what I might have built was I can equate to something. Meaning I am not going to make any of these numbers match. So what I did is I did this guy by 9 because of this, and I did this guy by 32. Does that make sense? Because I'm gonna make these guys turn into the same number. I'm gonna do by 9 and by 30. You see what I'm saying? And I just told myself, you know what? Will they be second numbers? Yes, but I can embrace that. Right? Okay, here's what. Bye, COVID.